my view, the biggest opportunities in Bitcoin from an investor perspective is investing purely in the Bitcoin asset. Investing in Bitcoin is essentially like an ETF on the whole space, and being able to capture the innovation that's going on in the Bitcoin space from a range of companies all around the world, China, Europe, the US, that's a tremendous opportunity. A lot of investors are taking advantage of it. It was the most appreciated asset in 2013, grew faster than anything else, and that's where I see the biggest opportunities.
Oh, that's a great question. So one of the bigger opportunities that we talked about here at the conference is around ESG metrics, right? Environmental, social, governance standards, non-financial performance metrics that are often overlooked by investors and managers. And we believe that by paying attention to these ESG metrics, managers and investors can really drive profits and returns to their financial bottom line. Right? In private equity, that becomes intuitive very quickly, right? If you have two companies, they're identical, they're widget makers, same top line revenue, same EBITDA profits. But one of the companies, somebody falls off a ladder twice a year, breaks a bone, healthcare premiums go up, employees start getting uncomfortable and leaving the company, so your employee turnover ratio goes up, and the company dumps their dirt in the backyard, so they get slapped with a fine a few times a year. Company B has none of that. Now both companies are going to sell, or private equity manager, you go and sell your position, which one gets the higher exit multiple, right? It's very intuitive. So what we talked about here at the conference on a panel formally as well as informally in the hallways is, you know, how do you actually implement on an ESG strategy? What type of metric systems are there? What type of measurement frameworks are there? Policy frameworks ranging from the United Nations PRI, Principles of Responsible Investing, down to very specific private equity metric systems that have emerged over the last few years that now allow managers to actually quantify their non-financial performance.
I think the main opportunities, certainly for people like ourselves, I mean, I'm seeing, for example, a lot more interest from Asian buyers into Europe. They're beginning to assert themselves for the first time in terms of buying in the big buyout space, in investing capital in Europe, particularly outside of traditional sectors like energy and resources, and they're looking to buy into traditional markets in the buyout world, so retail, into healthcare, into food and restaurants, and technology. I think the kind of reason for the play is probably around the ability to either translate the product and the opportunity into the China or Asian market and deliver the returns that they want. And also, I guess it's a way of getting hold of new technology and new ways of doing things for the benefit of the people in China or in Asia or elsewhere. So I think there's an opportunity to find those funds who are investing in Europe and go with them and for us anyway to help them with their investments and at the same time help ourselves, I guess. So I think that's a big opportunity for us in the legal market. I think in terms of other opportunities, I think the technology sector, I think there's a kind of reawakening in the whole sector again. Venture was sort of seen as a dirty word for a number of years. I think it's certainly coming back into vogue again, and people are seeing the returns that are being made if you get the right investments. I think, again, that remains a very active and investment-rich opportunity sector.